Join the HN Live family with its new video platform, HN Live Plus.
Oh! No. Oh, it's over! Whoa!
Not only will you get a platform with paywalls and copyright protection, but also 4K streaming at the lowest pricing with customer support.
Here comes Boyle on a breakaway. 5-hole scores!
HN Live Plus will also bring high-quality video production, video editing, and social media support to help grow your brand. Join the fastest-growing sports streaming company in North America, HN Live Plus. Call today and showcase your content. Join the HN Live family with its new...
Oh! Oh, it's over! Whoa!
Not only will you get a platform with paywalls and copyright protection, but also 4K streaming at the lowest pricing with customer support.
Here comes Boyle on a breakaway. 5-hole scores.
HN Live Plus will also bring high-quality video production. Grow your brand. Join the fastest-growing sports streaming company in North America, HN Live Plus. Call today and showcase your content. Join the HN Live family with its new video platform, HN Live Plus.
Oh! No. Oh, it's over! Whoa!
Not only will you get a platform with paywalls and copyright protection, but also 4K streaming at the lowest pricing with customer support.
Here comes Boyle on a breakaway. 5-hole scores.
HN Live Plus will also bring high-quality video production, video editing, and social media support to help grow your brand. Join the fastest growing sports streaming company in North America, HN Live Plus. Call today and showcase your content.
Hello everyone and welcome inside the Scotiabank Pond, rink number 4, as we continue HNLive.ca's coverage of the Quench Hydration World Invite 2025. We got Team Toronto in their second game of the day, taking on the U.S. East squad. They're wearing the whites, heading left to right, and Team Toronto wearing those blues. Starting goalies for Team U.S. East, Brody Dickinson. Then on the other side for Team Toronto, pronounce that one correctly. My name is Troy Langstaff, James Spalding on the camera. Pleasure to have you with us, and let's get things going. There we go, puck is dropped, we're underway. Second game of the day, like I said, for Team Toronto. First game of the day for US East. They play right now, obviously, and then later today at 3 o'clock. So we'll see if those rested legs of Team US East factor in at all. 5-2 win for Toronto over Canada East earlier this morning. They were up and at 'em at 8 a.m. Imagine kicking off 2 games. Start time for both. Back to the blue line. There's Scioletti. Throws it into the corner. Bouncing puck played back up the wall by Muse. Worked far side by Dimitropoulos. Muse played into the middle, right onto the tape of Han. Han with a drive, and that one did not miss by much. He had a goal earlier this morning, did Rio Han. Here's Lau. Jackson Lau trying to go in all alone, and Banakopoulos will swallow that one up for a whistle. A minute and 10 seconds into this one. Those are some nice jerseys, nice uniforms by Team Toronto. I'm a big fan. I saw the USA East ones yesterday. They're nice indeed, but I'm used to those. My first look at Team Toronto all tournament long. We've had some elite jersey matchups as well. I think US Atlantic has this the tropical theme, if you will, with the teal colors and the palm trees on the front of the socks. Look real good, real sharp. Casper Wang works it across to the near side. Played into the middle. Here's Tyler Wood. Dickinson out of his net to slow it behind the goal, being watched or closed in on by two Toronto skaters. Out to the blue line, trickles into the middle. Here's Pete Leiden. Leiden to the outside. Had a goal and an assist yesterday. And a 3-0 victory over Team USA West. Wang's gonna let that go, plays it up as Alston Wang gives his man a couple cross checks on the way into the offensive zone. Got to get into the action early. Boyle is gonna drop it. Nice feed. Good defensive play though. Santino Perez, excuse me. At the blue line. Nadeau with a drive and glove save by Dickinson. He saw that one all the way as the traffic was just starting to get in front, but not when the shot was taken. Was there anyone in front of Brody Dickinson? Back to the blue line. Nadeau sees a man far side. Aiden Zhao. Nadeau is going to throw it right back into the skates of Jack Irwin, and away goes Team USA East. At the blue line, dangling around his own man was Sebastian Blanchard. Opened up the scoring yesterday, and I guess that goal held up as the game winner, as it was a shutout by Luke Syriac. And that game over Team USA West. Here's Irwin at center, gets in across the blue line. Being watched by Hunter Nadeau. Puck work back up the wall for a brief moment. Here's Blanchard, got some room with the drive, and a nice save by Banakopoulos. 1-0 on the tournament. Got the start yesterday in a 3-2 win over Canada. Atlantic stopped 20 of 22 shots that came his way. His second game of this tournament. Wang plays it around. Goes all the way across ice for Schuler. Schuler had an assist earlier today, goal last night. Yesterday morning, I should say, they kicked that one off at 9:35. Here's Muse trying to work his way all the way around Will Scioletti at the blue line. Worked all the way across near side. Lost the handle for a second. Lettieri had to back up. Han with a nice pass far side for Wang. A little bit of room here for Carter Watson. Tried to get a stretch pass off for Prudovsky. He was getting into the offensive zone. Puck didn't reach him. Icing here against Team USA East. 6 games for both of these teams. 1 on Wednesday, 2 today, 2 tomorrow, and then 1 on Saturday before they get to the playoff round, if they reach it. So there's 7 teams in the boys division. Shot by Wang, lays the body in behind. Trying to work the puck out. Shea Tether got to get his way back. Here's Lau, tries to go back door and feed it for Watson. He's just off the mark. Here's Lau staying with it. Tether gonna win the race to this one. Has Wang, Alston Wang with him. Tether, McCormick is the trailer. Tether poking away at it, stays with it in behind the net. Tether. Here's Wang with a drive in. Right into the stomach and swallowed up by Dickinson. 10:01 here in the first period. 4 minutes 59 seconds in. Well, we had a bit of a blowout in game number 1 of the day. Double-digit scoring for one side, and then the game that we just had actually went to overtime. And what was a very entertaining affair. Chance here for Toronto across ice, and that shot didn't get all the way to the net. This time it does, but a good save by Dickinson right on the doorstep of Ali Ibrahim. Perez in on the forecheck, lays the body. USA East trying to start a breakout. Slides right through neutral ice by Irwin. His pass was a little off the mark as Dickinson stops it in behind his own net. Ofiero curls away from one man, doesn't like what he sees, and spins it back for Irwin. Irwin up the boards. And it gets by Dimitropoulos. He'll have to get back. Pukov is going to hold, drag shot, big save by Banakopoulos. 2-on-2. Down the ice they go. They'll cut into the middle. Zhao was heading towards the net. Big collision near side. Onto the ice with speed as James will leave it for his man. Leiden trying to dipsy-doodle his way through, but to no avail. Del Giaco is going to head back for USA East. Scioletti over for Del Giaco. He'll take advantage of some open ice. He'll get across center and chip it in. Back to collect is Jasper Wang. Jasper. Wang gets around one man, gets around two, and has it knocked off on the third man he got to. Schuler slows it down, plays it back for Nadeau. Nadeau curls away from Blanchard. Nadeau stays with it, gets to center. Backs it in and backhands it in as far as the top of the circles. As Del Giaco got to be careful there on a rink-wide pass as Schuler was all over him. Swiped out by Nadeau. Icing is waved off. First man to it will be Jasper Wang. Played up the boards. One-touch pass in the middle. There's Schuler, avoids a check but loses the handle on the puck, and Nadeau will curl back. Being watched by Nolan Boyle. Rio Hand was calling for it in the offensive zone. Now he's going to chase after his man Archibald, I believe it is, back for it for USA East. His first period is sailing along, already halfway Dimitropoulos. Sent the length of the ice by Toronto. Icing was waved off, so Dickinson will slow it up for his defender. Played up through center. Wants to go all the way in. Carter Watson plays it back. Trying to make a nice move there was Jackson Lau. Couldn't settle it down. Archibald jumping up. Got there first. Here's Tether. Tether up for Wang. Knocked away, and that's going to be offside at the USA East line. 6:54 to go in this first period. Troy Langstaff with you on the play-by-play. James Spalding on the camera here for HNLive.ca. Quench Hydration World Invite 2025. This is our third game of the day here on rink number 4. I believe it is the final game of the day on rink number 4 before we shift all of today and the tournament, I believe. Just a handful of games over here. Dimitriopoulos gets knocked over and below that goal line, and they shot, they score! A sharp angle laser from the near side, and it's Carter Watson getting Team USA East on the board. So Carter Watson's first of the tournament, has an assist to go along with that, so a couple of points through a game and a little. Well, Carter Watson again, forehand, no, can't tuck it inside the near post, plays it out front for Lau. The shot cannot get on target, and away goes Alston there by Ofiero, who lays the body on him at the end boards. far corner. Ibrahim let Ofiero get there first, thrown around the boards, and Francesco Lettieri is back with it, being watched by Lau. Lettieri will drop it, but didn't drop it enough. Centering feed, thrown on goal, and sails high into the netting off the stick of Jack Cross, who had a good look, just put it a little bit too high. So face-off coming to the right of Christopher Banakopoulos. Played in that far circle. Pukov plays it back to the blue line, and a high dribbler of a shot. Cross there. Gets buried in behind the net. Now a race for it. Icing is waved off. They're able to get there. Del Giaco played into the middle. Intended target was Pukov. Didn't get there. So you know what? Pete Lyden says, I'll just do it myself. Cycles it in for Cross. Cross tried to play it out in front. Will Smith getting in the way. Wow. Swipes at Del Giaco, who's going to keep going. Wanted to get it back. Thrown in the corner. He'll get there first, so I think he'll take it over. Skates it actually in below that goal line as Nadeau is surveying Pukov. Goes back to the blue line. Lots of room here. High shot off a body and up into the netting again with 4:23 to go in this first period. 1-0. Team USA East off the stick of Carter Watson. That was a weird one. They don't ask how, they ask how many. And right now, 1 for USA East and 0 for Team Toronto. Dimitropoulos starts it from in behind his own net. And a turnover here by USA East, and the slot shot. Nice pad save by Banakopoulos. High shot blocker save again. Collision in below the goal line. Chipped out. Here's Archibald on net. Away goes Boyle. Leaves it, but no one there, and now in possession of Schuler. Schuler's backhand pass is intercepted, and we're just going back and forth here. Blanchard driving towards the nets. Save was made by Banakopoulos. Saucer pass, Schuler intercepts it. He'll let his own man skate onto it. It's Joshua Muse. Muse can't get anything going with that look. And again, this period continues to sail by. Blanchard takes a peek, sauces it all the way across. Somehow that got past Rio Han. Far side, Prodovsky gonna fire a tough angle shot. Rebound was there for a moment as Watson was in the area. Glove down by Prodovsky, sends it across the line. Ofiero to the backhand, has got some space, high shot. Sails wide into the glass behind Banakopoulos. Irwin slides it across, and play is blown dead because the net is off. 2:45 to go in this first period. Carter Watson with the lone marker in this one. Some good action, some quick action. Play back to the blue line. Ofiero fakes one way, goes the other way. Didn't quite get by Tether. Tether swiping at it. Watson in there as well. Ofiero holds a line and says, let me just throw this all the way in and we'll go to work down low. Wang feeds it across for Tether. Tether trying to chip it by. Thrown out in front and off the stick of Colin McCormick. Nadeau backpedaling. Here's Watson at the blue line. Gets all the way to the far side somehow for Ofiero, who feeds it across for Irwin, who's got space into the slot for Watson, who can't get the shot off on target. Into the final 2 minutes of this first period. Ofiero across, shot is stopped by Banakopoulos. And a bouncing puck gets by Irwin at the blue line, and now Team Toronto can get some fresh skaters out there. Intercepted at center. Played up for Ibrahim. Ibrahim's pass too far behind Zhao. Smith. Just going through it as we're into the final minute of this first period, and Smith can't hold the line. Pukov. And across the line has Leiden driving towards the net. Pukov still with it, looking for some options. Final 20 seconds of the period to the blue line. Archibald, head fake, heads down the wall. Still with it, plays it up for Leiden. Leiden with a high shot, that is blocked. That one's stinging a little bit on Will Smith. Final 5 seconds, got to get a shot off. Puck worked into the corner, and that's going to do it for the first period here between USA East and Team Toronto. That was a pretty solid opening 15 minutes of play, and it's a 1-0. Will Smith is, yeah, that one stings a little bit when you block a shot that close to the net, especially with that much power on it. So we'll be back in a couple minutes. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back for second period coverage of the CWENCH. All the way to the blue line. Archibald with a drive that is blocked. And away goes Toronto. Here's Hand. Near side, trying to fake his way. Backhand pass, almost got to the intended target. Blanchard works it up, trying to get in behind Wang. Up for Hand. Boyle plays it around. Hand, quick on his feet there. Can only do so much at the blue line. Here comes USA East all the way back. The puck is thrown all the way across. Here's Irwin now. Irwin off the blue line, gets pushed off the puck. And Lettieri is going to send it around the boards, but it's held in by Ofiero. Ofiero played up the wall. Got to be careful here if you're Hand. Puck was a little bit behind. You can't get caught looking back. He did not, and away they go now. Maybe a chance. Here's Muse. Muse is going to drag, shoots, and off the stick and up into the netting with 13:29 to go in the second period. 1:31 into the middle frame. 1-0. Team USA East looking to move to 2-0 on the tournament. Team Toronto looking to move to 3-0. battle away in the corner. Right around, short passes up, saucer pass in the middle, and right into the skates of Prudovsky. Dimitropoulos, his first one to it in the corner. Unable to get anything going. Backhand pass nearly got all the way out to Jackson Lau. Here's Dimitropoulos. Played up, unable to hold the line. Was Scioletti into the middle, chance here. High shot off the crossbar, no, that did not go in. I thought that had back of the net written all over it. Alston Wang with the shot, and that was a good one. Just could not beat the iron. Nadeau at center has a stick lifted by Watson, who's able to get it up quickly here for Jackson Lau. Lau gonna cut back to the far side, get a shot off, and that did not look like it missed by much on the near side post. Watson has some space. Dangerous when he has space. We'll see what he can do with it. Not much. All the way around it goes, and back out of the zone as Watson and Lau will head off to the bench for some fresh skaters in the form of Jason Pukov and Pete Leiden. All the way up here for Leiden. Far corner, Pukov in a race with Smith. Pukov fed around. Here's Jack Cross and below the goal line now. Cross off the boards to the blue paint. Stop, drive, and a save made by Banakopoulos. 11:31 to go in the second period. Again, 7 teams here in the boys division. 4 of them making it to the semifinal. Your magic number in terms of wins, you're probably looking at 3, 4. These teams are, well on track. They're a combined 3-0. All the way up to Cross. That took a bounce in favor of USA East. Cross goes back between his legs. Nothing really from it. Out in front, backhand shot. Puck is still loose in the crease and cleared away by Jasper Wang. Excellent defensive play, as that was just waiting for someone to tap it in on the far side. We'll see if Team Toronto can get anything out of it. They do! Santino Perez on the doorstep, and Toronto has tied things up at 1. All right, Santino Perez now with a goal in both games today. That's a good day. I might not have had 2 goals in my whole hockey career. Ofiero launches it around the boards up for Welby. Welby, one-touch pass in the middle for Boyle. Blanchard driving towards the net. Ofiero has the top of the circles cut. Welby in the corner, back to the blue line now. Low shot, and that looked like it had a chance. Here's the Terry. Up, tether, feeds it across. Look at this chance, a good shot. Tall to the task is Dickinson, as Alston Wang had the look there on the far side. Wang tried to go back, and that's read perfectly by Ofiero. Be an icing. Here's Ofiero right to the blue line, tape to tape. The blue line, and Jackson Lau makes no mistake, and Team USA East retakes a 1-goal lead. So Lau now has 2 on the tournament, and 1 in each game for Team USA East. Great pass and maybe an even better shot underneath the arm of Christopher Banakopoulos. Brodowski wanted to go back to the blue line and just missed the puck. Del Giaco thought about it, and he might get beat by Hand. Rio Hand, look at his speed, and fires that high and wide, hits a stanchion, slows up a little bit. Maybe he'll force a turnover. Not quick enough this time on Del Giaco for Toronto. That's a high pass over for Hand, and maybe he'll use his speed. Hand throws it on goal, and covered up by Dickinson. And Hand was careful not to go too hard into those end boards. Able to slow up enough that it didn't hurt too much, but Dickinson with a good save. Face off to the left of Dickinson. Controlled by USA East, played up the boards. Jasper Wang was at the blue line in case it got there, but it did not. To center, and an interference penalty coming up against Wang, and all day that's a penalty. So USA East to the power play, and our first man advantage of the game for either side. Face-off will come all the way back into the Toronto zone. Jasper Wang in the box for 2 or less. Interference is the call. USA East going to work. Looking to extend the lead. A shot from distance by Wood. Unable to solve Banakopoulos this time. Leiden goes across for Wood. Lots of room. Forehand. Elects to, ooh, what's he going to do with it here? Curls in the corner a couple times. Back to the blue line. Fake one way, long. Leiden, head fake, curls one way. Fed down low and gets into the skates. Jack Cross, Archibald. Far side with a drive into some skates. Can they clear? No, it will not get out of the zone, but play is blown dead due to a high stick. That's a tough one there on Pete Leiden. That one looked good from up here, but obviously a horrible angle. Way up top above the ice level, so we'll get a whistle. Face-off will come out of the zone. Nearly a minute gone, and the penalty to Jasper Wang. Here's Ofiero. Blanchard, Welby. Welby's gonna hold, look, wanted to give it to Irwin. It looked like Blanchard in the corner, he's got some room. Blanchard's gonna hold, now he'll give it to Ofiero. Ofiero down at the half wall, all the way across. Blanchard gets it, shoots it just wide. It was there, it was open, just couldn't put it where he wanted to. And potentially even a bit of a stick check from the Toronto defenders. Ofiero now with the blue line. He's gonna fire a shot off the post. Blanchard with the rebound. Lost the handle. Faked the shot and maybe a chance shorthanded. Here's Austin Wang. Into the middle with a high shot. He scores. What a rip. Giantonio Dimitropoulos with a beauty. We got ourselves a tie game. So a short-handed beauty ties things up at 2 with under 7 minutes to go in the second period. By Dimitrov, Banakopoulos. Shot echoes off the mask of Banakopoulos. We're back to 5-on-5, and maybe Toronto with a chance. Here's Hand, he's got lots of room on the right side. Hand's gonna try and curl it into the middle, and no, can't get a shot or a pass away. Had Shea Tether all over that far post. Lau works it across, and that will be an offside against Team USA East. Might I add, an irrelevant point that I have yet to, actually let's look at this chance first. No, that goes up into the netting, but if you are interested in looking at some highlights of the day, be sure to follow us on X and Instagram at HNLiveCA or HNLive.ca. We posted highlights from all games throughout all the days. A couple of videos up last night from the first half slate of games and then the second half. And this morning, if you're looking for a beauty goal, earlier this morning we saw a between the legs beauty that just trickled in. You can check that one out on the highlights that will be up later today. Here, Dickinson able to shut the door. Here's Prudovsky. Prudovsky will carry it in and offside. Jackson Loud just couldn't hold the line. Thought Prudovsky was gonna keep going. Or he was gonna get the pass. Neither happened. Talk about a scramble draw. Find it, Ibrahim works it up to Zhao. Couldn't settle it down all the way across for Leiden. 5.5 to go in the second period. 2-2 is the score. I'd say that we might see both of these two teams in the semifinals come the weekend. A couple of good squads here in front of us. Here's Muse. Muse in across the line as Ibrahim behind him. Muse gets knocked over by Wood, and yeah, penalty coming up. It's going to be a tripping call against Team USA East. And Toronto to the power play, looking to take their first lead of the game. So 5:07 to go in the second period, and Toronto to the power play. They trailed 1-0, they trailed 2-1, and now with a chance to go. Pretty nice now, wouldn't it? Wang far side is gonna switch spots. Hand to the top for McCormick. McCormick's gonna hold and fire a shot up a stick. And up in the netting with 4:42 to go. Again, Tyler Wood to the box for tripping, 2 minutes or less. Face-off will come to the left of Dickinson. Hand. Walk the blue line, feed it across for Wang. Wang, high saucer pass, able to glove it down. There's Jasper Wang. Hand. Tried to feed that between some feet, couldn't get it to go, and off the glass and out goes Team USA. And they'll get one, they'll get two. The other two will have to stay out there for a little bit longer. Hand works his way in, all the way into the corner, stops up. Back to the blue line, Wang works it across for Alston Wang. With a drive, rebound is there. Alston Wang's gonna spin and fire that one wide. Sometimes you just gotta let it rip. You take too long, the goalie might track that puck down. Jasper Wang, hand, tried to get a backhand pass in front, not really working from this side right now, so he'll work down low now. Alston Wang into the middle, and they can't get the shot off. Shea Tether in the slot area. Tyler Wood in the box for tripping. Long drive kicked away by Dickinson. Thrown up by Welby, but can't get it out. Wang worked down low. Boyle comes onto the ice. A loose puck out in front. Dickinson was down and out. That's off the boards and out. Arm would be up for icing, but just does not have the weight into the final 3 minutes of the second period. At the blue line, Wang loses the handle. Here's Boyle. No, still loose now. Off the bench, shot high by Lau, and quite the rip, but even better save by Christopher Benakopoulos. Horn buzzing for a second, and just because the penalty box door was open, we got that shut, and good to go. Team Toronto's gonna finish up a change as Real Ham back onto the ice here. Ibrahim throws it around, and Watson actually gonna get there first for Team USA West, throws it in the middle. And Prudovsky couldn't really do much with it. Ham, and that's the play off the boards up for Ibrahim, and that could have been offside. It was awfully close. The official was maybe blocked by the puck, by the body of Ali Ibrahim. Doesn't matter as USA East controls. Del Giaco goes far side. Prudovsky, Watson, Lau out in front, shot, and save made right on the doorstep by Benakopoulos. Just a positional play, big body in between the pipes. Here's Muse. Button hook. Tries to spin off a defender again. Under a minute 40 to go, and that play's gonna be blown dead on the wall. 2-2 here in the second period. 3 of our 4 goals this afternoon coming in this middle frame. Carterez for Toronto, Jackson Lau for USA East, and Giantonio Dimitropoulos for Toronto. Couple of snipes, if you will, as well. So you can check out the highlights later today. Like I said, some highlights from this morning are already up and posted to the X and Instagram accounts again at HNLiveCA or HNLive.ca. Those are the handles. So again, second game of the day for Team Toronto, a 5-2 win over Canada East this morning. It's the first game on Rink 1 at 8 a.m. And I just can't believe that you got puck drop of 2 games before noon. It's a long morning. Get some rest. You're back at it at 1:15. That's how tournaments work, though. I don't know why I'm surprised. And they don't seem to mind. Won this morning and are in this one right now. Here's McCormick. Nice move to the backhand. One hands it out in front. Puck is still there. That goes through the crease. Able to get a second shot off was Alston Wang. Off the boards. Wang can't corral it. Thrown right back in. 20 seconds to go in the second period now. Maybe one last rush for McCormick. Do they have the numbers? So there's lots of bodies back. McCormick gonna cut, and that's gonna go up and in behind. And Brody Dickinson will get another whistle. Offensive zone drop coming for Team Toronto with 11.6 left on the clock. Team USA East lining up 3 players on the top of the circle. We find if the puck is won back into the corner, and that's how they do it. Play executed real nicely. Emito Fierro will play it up the boards 5 seconds to go. Might have a chance to get a shot off here, and a stick check, big rebound. Oh my goodness. So that'll take us to the end of 30 minutes. 2-2 is the score between Team Toronto and Team USA East. Sure to be a very exciting third period. We'll be back at about 10 to 12 to cover that for you here. 25 continues here from the Scotiabank Pond.
Join the HN Live family with its new video platform, HN Live Plus.
Oh! No. Oh, it's over! Whoa!
Not only will you get a platform with paywalls and copyright protection, but also 4K streaming at the lowest pricing with customer support.
Here comes Boyle on a breakaway. 5-hole scores.
HN Live Plus will also bring high-quality video production, video editing, and social media support to help grow your brand. Join the fastest growing sports streaming company in North America, HN Live Plus. Call today and showcase your content.
right, hello everyone, welcome back inside Scotiabank Pond. Let's get things started here. Period number 3 between Team Toronto and Team USA East. Both teams have yet to pick up a loss. For USA East, this is just their second game of the tournament. Team Toronto, this is their third. They played earlier this morning. And I'll tell you how the goal scoring has gone so far in this one. Christian Watson opened up the scoring with 6.5 minutes left. Number 2, Santino Perez, 4 minutes in. Jackson Lau responded for USA East to give them a 2-1 lead. And then Giantonio Dimitropoulos with actually a snipe of his own with 7 minutes left. So responded a couple minutes later to tie the game back up at 2. Both teams are 0 for 1 on the power play. And that's where we stand heading into the third period. USA East is back at it later today at 3 o'clock, taking on Canada East. And Toronto is done for the day after this one. Shot by hand, and that looked like from this angle it might have been going in. Back goes USA East all the way across. Pass is too far behind both the teammates, and look at this pressure. Lettieri is going to join the rush, feed it across for Wang. Wang with the drive, shoulder stopped by Dickinson. Already 2 minutes gone. Excuse me, 1 minute gone in the third period. Blanchard. Good one-touch pass by Prudovsky. Blanchard keeps it going for Welby. Welby loses the handle. If they can get going, a odd man rush. It will be a one-on-one. Here's Alston Wang working on Scioletti. Wang to the forehand, and oh, it stays out. What a beauty stop. We'll get a whistle as the net comes off, but tough to believe that one didn't find a way through. Excellent stop by Brody Dickinson. Here's Scioletti with it. We'll play it up. Prudovsky is too far for him. McCormick was trying to get something going. Here's Watson, pass into the middle, nothing going. Here's Wang, Alston Wang. Dickinson's gonna get all of that one. So hold on. That pass, Archibald. Played up in the middle for Prudovsky. Watson giving chase. And there was Smith. Sharp angle shot. Actually, it wasn't a sharp angle shot at all. But Watson there in the hash marks gets one off. But a big save by Benakopoulos. Working in across him, pushes it, skates onto it, trying to work in around Jasper Wang. Watson takes a spill and an odd man rush here for Toronto. Schuler with a shot, glove saved by Dickinson. Showing off a little bit of leather there on a nice glove save. So it is pretty important if this game is to go to extra time. You get less points for a win. 2 points for shootout or overtime win. 1 point for the loss in extra time. And with these two teams playing pretty well, it'll be interesting to see how that comes into effect. And Perez and Hand collide with each other just inside their own blue line. Both back to their feet. Here's Irwin. Dish far side for Leiden. Cross with a lot of room. Will Benakopoulos. have the 3 stars for you coming up after the game as well. So be sure to stick around for that. 11.5 to go in this 3rd period. Fed around the boards. Oh, Fierro nearly lost it. Pukov, held it in for a second. Clears the zone. Cross driving towards the net. Oh, Fierro is going to curl into the middle and knocked away by Dimitriopoulos. Oh, Fierro doesn't get enough of it, and a chance here for Austin Wang on the backhand. No good. Save made by Dickinson. And how many times this game has Austin Wang driven down that far side and had an opportunity? So fast. Really showing his speed. I've also noticed that a lot with Rio Han as well. What a shot! Oh my goodness! Pete Leiden with a laser beam to give the US East a 3-2 lead. First of the week, and it was quite the rip. Away goes Ibrahim. Ibrahim has Muse with him. Gets pushed off the puck into the boards. Welby leaves it for Blanchard. Blanchard loses the handy. There's Welby to pick it up. A deflection out in front. And Telchiaco gets knocked off the puck by Ibrahim across. It goes for Nadeau. Blanchard all over Schuler, nearly lost the puck there to Welby. And Boyle's gonna let that come out of the zone so the Team USA East can regroup, but they tried to enter the zone a little bit too quickly and offside at the line. Rudovsky throws that on goal. Here's Han. Stops right at the line. Someone's lost the stick. It's a Team Toronto player, Jasper Wang, able to get it back as Dickinson's out of his net to stop it for his defender. 9.25 to go in this 3rd period. USA East with a 3-2 lead. Played up for Lau. Lau's got one this afternoon. Perez. Played across near side. Nadeau works it into the offensive zone, tries to cut into the middle, loses the handle. Team USA East. Gonna be a holding call. Just our 3rd penalty of the game. For holding. Saucer pass for Han, and got to be careful here as Watson already has one tonight this afternoon, a 2-on-1 shorthanded. Watson across for Lau and got just enough of a deflection to survive that shorthanded chance against Toronto. A big hit in front of us. 35 seconds already gone to the penalty kill. Lau's gonna wait out in front. An excellent stick check there by Banakopoulos, because that was going right out in front, right on the tape of Jackson Lau. There's been more shorthanded chances than power play chances, and we're only 50 seconds into the power play. McCormick's calling for it. Not gonna get it. Wasn't quick enough. In behind the net, here's Irwin. That gets by him, and that'll go all the way down, and some fresh legs out there for USA East. And 50 seconds left to go in the Toronto power play. It's huge power play right now, obviously. Right now, USA East looking to do the same big hit in front of the USA East. Jack Cross delivering the hit. 30 seconds left on the power play. Schuler plays it up. Leiden receives the worst of that collision. Back being watched by Pete Leiden. Dimitropoulos plays it up to the blue line. Muse is going to curl. Lost the handle. Schioletti chip it off the glass and out of the zone, and that's going to do it for this Toronto power play, as Prudovsky is out of the box after serving 2 minutes for holding, and no one able to capitalize on the man advantage yet in this one. 6.5 to go in this third period. And then Dickinson more than thrilled to just hold on to that one for a whistle. 6:23 now left. Tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. and 4:45, and then Saturday at 8 in the morning. That's an early one. Team Toronto's remaining schedule, they'll have 3 left. 2 afternoon games. Tomorrow, 1:15 p.m. and 6:30. And then at 8 a.m. on Saturday, they round out the round robin schedule. We'll have coverage of all of those games here on hnlive.ca. Continue into the weekend as well for all the reseeding games for the girls division and all the playoff games. Here's Pukov going down the right side. Pukov going to try a wraparound attempt, and saved on the far post by Benakopoulos. Continuing to pressure is Team USA East. Archibald with a drive. Kicked away by Benakopoulos. Tether works into the middle. Zhao unable to hold on to it for long enough. Nadeau in the corner. Cross cuts in front of him. Puck is loose. You can see it from here. Cross throws it around the boards. Irwin across the line. Archibald now. Backdoor and just off the mark. Pukov far side. I don't know if there was a stick lift involved or he just straight up missed it. Here goes Toronto. Tether's going to drop it for Zhao, and he had 3 guys all over him and was standing still. Line change here for USA East. Lettieri continues it up. Perez into the middle. Perez had the first goal of the afternoon for Team Toronto. Perez and Dimitropoulos with the goals. That hit a shin pad in the side of the net. Watson, Lau, and Leiden for Team USA East. Hand trying to battle his way around Irwin, but just nothing doing there. Not much doing for Team Toronto in the last couple minutes here. Just a stifling USA East offense. A rebound out in front. Perez didn't get it very far off the boards. Puck is dropped. Miscommunication, and 3 Toronto players skate by the puck. Toronto parents to the left. Not really liking what they're seeing beside us. That pass didn't really have a chance at getting by Ofiero. He was standing still, and Hand was trying to read the play. Cut early. Ibrahim far boards. He's got half a second to make a decision, and he does in time. Santino Perez has Schuler driving towards the net. Perez drops it. Wang in the corner. Plays it up. Lettieri's got some space. Shot off the post. No good. Just over 3 to go in this third period. We're going back and forth. Ibrahim loses the handle. Welby with lots of space. Toronto making some changes. He'll drop it. Leave it for Prudovsky. Tries to throw it in between the skates of Smith. Prudovsky over for Watson. Back to the blue line. A long drive into some shin pads. Cleared away. Ibrahim with a backhand pass. Just threw it to the near side, and Schuler skates onto it. James Schuler can't do anything with it. Watson cuts around one man, has Lau with him. Watson driving, shots, and off the shoulder of Benakopoulos into the glass. Play continues into the final 2.5 minutes of this one. Toronto trailing by 1 on a solid, against a solid USA East team. And a whistle here with 2:17 to go. Two very good teams here in front of us. I don't know what else to say. These teams are quick, they can execute well, strong defensively, and have guys that can score. And Team Toronto will take their time out with 2. So we'll see what Daniel Antropov, Bo Moyer, and Costa Manikis can draw up on the Team Toronto bench. So one more time, I'll take you through the goal scoring here in this one. Carter Watson with 6.5 minutes left in the first period. That was the first goal of the game to put USA East up 1-0. Then in the second period, Santino Perez responded for Toronto. Jackson Lau a minute later for USA East to retake a 1-goal lead, 2-1. And a couple minutes later, Dimitriopoulos for Toronto made it 2-2. And then here in this third period, just over 4 minutes in, was Pete Leiden with an absolute snipe past Christopher Benakopoulos to make it 3-2 for Team USA East. Looking to go make their record 2-0 on the tournament. Toronto looking to avoid dropping to 2-1. That's still a pretty darn good record, but a 0 in that loss column is even better. So we'll try and equalize this game with less than 2:17 to go. Face-off coming to the left of Brody Dickinson. The net is empty for Toronto. Able to win the face-off. So Benakopoulos at the bench for an extra attacker, 6-on-5 for Toronto. There was a flood after the second period, so the ice isn't as bad as it could be. And that's going to be an icing here against Team USA East. 1:59 on the clock. That face-off, so crucial, so crucial. Sometimes you'll have coaches, pull the goalie, leave, maybe they'll leave it in until you get possession. Sometimes the goalie will be halfway to the bench in case you get possession and have the guy already sitting over the boards. But Team Toronto has made the decision, just put the 6 out there now in case there's a battle and you have that extra guy, just like they're doing now. But Watson's gonna come away with it. He's gonna chip it towards the empty net and misses by a couple of feet. And just a few seconds are gonna tick off the clock. And that's what you worry about. And that's the decision you have if you're Team USA East. Hey, if you have a chance, take the chance and just go for the empty net. There's still 1:50 left, so even if you go down by 2, there's still time. You're asking for a lot, but the time is on the clock, and Team USA East is going to control off the face-off, see if Toronto can force a turnover before that puck gets out of the zone. They have Jackson Lau all the way at the neutral zone. So 6 guys as Lau gets back, 6 against 4 for a couple seconds there, just trying to win the race to the puck. And USA East happy with this. His hand tries to play it out in front. Shot goes wide off the boards. Here's Tether. USA East with possession, 1.25 left to go, right on the stick of Jackson Lau. Can he put this game to bed? No, off the post, and play continues, but here's Prudovsky, fires that one, and that's blocked outside the crease by Hand. End of the final minute of this third period, 3-2 Toronto, a turnover and a stick check that keeps that puck out. That was Jasper Wang. Maybe another turnover here, that puck is loose, shot, they score. That's going to be another for Carter Watson. Opened up the scoring and probably going to close out the scoring with an empty netter with just 47 seconds left. Well, Toronto had that one offensive zone draw. They won the face-off. This was about the 2-minute mark remaining, and did a little bit, but not enough, and then lost the next few face-offs and just couldn't get anything going from this game. There, we'll get that empty net off your screen as Benakopoulos is back in between the pipes. Here's Irwin, throws that on goal. Stop is made. Final 15 or so seconds. Dimitriopoulos fires it around the boards, and everyone just kind of feels like we're laying up here. Dimitriopoulos in behind his own nets. And will walk it out. 45 minutes come and gone, and Team USA East will improve to 2-0 on the tournament with a 4-2 victory over Team Toronto. And Team Toronto drops their first of the CWENCH Hydration World Invite. Still in a pretty good spot. Like I said, you win one more of your remaining 3 games if you're Toronto, and you put yourselves in a pretty good position to advance to the semifinal. Team USA East win 1 or 2 of your next 4, and they're looking pretty good. So we'll send it down for 3 stars presentation.
Hi everyone, I'd like to introduce you to 3 stars of the game. Starting with our first star of the game from Team US East, number 87, Jackson Lau.
Jackson Lau from Team USA East with the 3rd star. Lau had the 2nd goal of the game for Team USA East. Give them a 2-1 lead in that 2nd period.
From Team Toronto, number 74, Giantonio Dimitriopoulos.
2nd star of the game, Giantonio Dimitriopoulos. He had the 2nd of the 2 Toronto goals.
And our first star from Team US East, number 12, Pete Lyden.
And the 1st star of the game, gonna go to Pete Lyden. Had what stood up, or stands up, as the game winner. Pete Lyden with 10 by Christopher Benakopoulos. Carter Watson robbed. No, I'm just joking. Carter Watson with 2 goals. One of them was the empty netter. He had himself a good game as well. We'll give him an honorable mention, but that'll do it. A final 4-2 it is in favor of USA East over Team Toronto. More action coming your way. Not on this rink, though. We'll have you covered on hnlive.ca on rinks 1 and 2 here at the Scotiabank Pond. But on behalf of James Spalding and the rest of the HN Live crew, I'm Troy Langstaff saying thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you soon. Keep enjoying the CWENCH Hydration World Invite 2025.